So Anaxa just released for a lot of you guys. I don't know why I said a lot of you guys, everyone, because now everybody has access to Anaxa, and I got to fool around with his strongest team, which, to be fair, I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy this team. There was something I wanted to test out in particular that I feel like I got a little bit of let's just say I got what I was looking for. We've got magical girls with giant explosions. We've got an obnoxious trigger happy gunslinger. We've got the stereotypical gremlin child, or I guess in this case, 3 gremlin children. Then we've got your hot docile healer. Something that we'll go over throughout the entire video, or rather that I'll mention throughout the entire video, is the fact that I really enjoy Anaxa's ability to contribute to a team regardless of him being the main DPS or the sub DPS. But in this particular case, I feel like his strongest team does include the Herta on it. In fact, I feel like they were made to go together. And it's not specifically because they're both Erudition characters or he does the weakness implant that allows her to always have an ice weakness against any enemy. No, it's specifically because when she buffs everyone on the team for being Erudition, he also buffs everyone on the team for being Erudition, and they work hand in hand. Now, before we jump into the strongest team, I do want to test this out against the, honestly, that wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know how I got hit by that. What if we just didn't, what if we didn't keep that in the video? You know, like what if we just rewound? Like I was trying to show you guys real quick, you know, just before some crazy stuff goes on, let's do all our buffs. Let's blast them up with Pela. Now, the thing that I want to get at real quick is the fact that even if you're playing free to play, which this team does represent as a more free to play option, you don't need Luocha, even though technically that also, like now Luocha definitely counts as free to play because he's free. You can literally just pick him from the golden ball, but we're here now. I don't think this particular Anaxa is running the win set. Win damage plus 50%. He is not running the win set, because if he was, he'd have a little bit more than what he's got going on. Because he's not running the win set, that means we change up how I would play him in particular, rather what you can do. But again, representation for the more free-to-play audience compared to the strongest team that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to pop his ult right now because there's no reason for me not to. I'm going to shoot somebody with the skill and I'm immediately going to get 2 skills. Whatever's getting hit is getting hit. GG's Nori. Oh, and then Pela has her ultimate too. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, and then I have my ult again. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, chat. This is an amazing opportunity for me to show you guys how quickly I'm about to delete everybody on the field. Wow, it's almost like Anaxa is a strong. I almost said something that I definitely should not be saying, but it is what it is. I'm gonna pop my ult again. Just because they're gone. It's over. There's nothing else for me to even worry about. Herta's here now. She's gonna get her stuff. Everyone gets deleted, and I literally just have to do this. Boom, boom. And then I wipe them all again. We get energy again because for whatever reason, Pela's doing that. Something about this stage feels wrong. Something about what's going on right now definitely feels wrong. I targeted the wrong enemy and I still blew up the entire board. Anaxa gets to go again. He uses his basic attack and then I still get whatever I'm looking for, but get a double skill. Just because I can. I didn't get my double skill. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't have the thing on top of him. That's my fault. That's my bad Star Rail player chat. Don't ever watch me again. That was a lie. If I catch you not watching me, I'm coming over there and I'm slapping. I really just want Anaxa to do it. Like, okay, here we go. Gunshot. And then he does double. GG's. That's all I wanted. Anyway, now we can play with the strongest team. A lot of what you guys are going to be watching from this point forward is me already testing out Anaxa with the strongest team and basically me giving my opinions over how the character feels. Now, previously, I did talk about Castress, and I want to briefly mention the fact that I do enjoy Castress' character. I think, like I said before, her character is one of those that if they make more of this and they put it in Star Rail, it's going in a good direction as far as the character's health goes, or rather the health of the current roster. I feel like 3.0 is balancing that out, not in the sense of like balancing the whole who's stronger than who or who does more damage, the buffing of older characters. I don't particularly mean it that way. I mean more so along the lines that right now the game is balancing itself around its 5-star characters. Obviously, I just showed you guys Pela, one of the strongest 4-star characters that we've had since the launch of the game, and it seems like it's going to stay that way for a very long time. I don't feel like we're going to get any new 4-star characters for the foreseeable future that are going to be as impactful as some of our older characters. And because of that, there's a lot more focus that needs to be put on the 5 stars that you choose to get within the game. Having characters like the Herta, like Anaxa, Tribi, anything really from the 3.0, even Aglaya, to be fair, counts in one of these regards. Having these type of characters where they're optimal, they're more optimal for a main DPS, or rather versatile. That's the word I'm looking for. They're more versatile forms of DPS characters or support characters that have a variety of tools in their kit that allow the player to basically repurpose what they want to do regardless of the team. Even if you don't have the Herta, you can still play with Anaxa. If Anaxa is your favorite character, you can still play with Anaxa. And if you did want to play with the more optimal setup with Anaxa, you still have the option of playing him with another Erudition character. And to be fair, you could even get away with playing him with a Hunt character because of his unique talent. I really enjoy this. The fact that if he plays by himself, he gives himself, I know that's a lot of himself, like chill on me, all right? Anyway, he gives himself, that's the third one, crit damage by 140%. He gives himself a huge boost is what he gets, right? But if he plays with an Erudition character, then he gives everyone a 50% damage boost. And like I said, this works in tandem with a character like the Herta. When you're pairing him up with a Hunt character, for instance, and now you have a Hunt character that can solo focus on one boss in the middle, while Anaxa just bullies everyone else on the board, as well as making sure that one boss is going to be weak to whatever your Hunt character's element is. On paper and in the game, Anaxa is probably the closest thing to a perfect Erudition character, a perfect sub DPS character that we have coming for us right now. And so when we look at the strongest team, or rather his strongest team available to him at the time of his release, the Herta, Anaxa, Tribby, and if you don't want to use Tribby, then you don't have to. You can use any other, like Ruan Mei, again, free character at this point, so it's totally fine to say Ruan Mei is free to play, but you have that character option available to you as well. Tribby gives you a little bit more advanced forwarding due to the Dance Dance Stance that she has available to her. Mei also has the Dance Dance Stance available to her. I don't know if I'd particularly use a single targeting AV, like maybe Sunday or a Branyo or Sparkle, but you could get away with that if you really wanted to. But this video is about the strongest team, all right? Anaxa, Herta, Tribby, and whatever healer of choice you want, preferably Lingsha, because she's still bullying everybody on the field. And the whole team is basically everyone on the team does damage to everyone on the field. There's not a single person on this field that does not get touched by anyone's attack on this team. I love it. It's a full-on onslaught. And something that I haven't felt the need to do in a while was basically trying to zero cycle something, or rather get as high of performance as I could with whatever's in the team. And I kind of did it with Anaxa. I mean, it wasn't really a zero cycle, but I spent a lot of time look, all right, so we got 10K. You know, we got to go for 20. Why I did that meme, I don't know. Don't ask me. It was in my head. Anyhow, I don't need to be this excited about shooting a gun. I was about to make a really inappropriate joke. I shouldn't do that. This is MOC, which I'm pretty sure I already prefaced, but running this through MOC is a little different because it feels like, I'm sure there's a strategy behind what's going on here, which I haven't fully figured out what it is that I want to do strategy wise. But I mean, he gets energy back every single turn to a point where like, I don't even need to use the ultimate, right? Like I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I think this should give me, no, I'm barely off on it. Well, actually, no, I'm not. And then we get Hertz's ult. I should have held that. I just saw it. I just saw that. I definitely should have held that ultimate for sure. Okay, man. The fact that I needed to get bopped this much, the RNG behind this was basically Hertz had to get hit twice at the end. That sucked. That was horrible. That was so bad, man. So bad. Now we do this, so I get everybody turned. From here, it should be pretty smooth sailing. You know what? I say that, and like literally Herta has 19 HP, bro. So hopefully she doesn't die, which I mean, to be fair, right? We can do this. Now she's healed. Just take one hit. Just take one hit, right? Like we're good after that. And then because of Anaxa, the way Anaxa works, I get the boom, pop my gun. I'm going to get my ult immediately. He sucked away my skill point. Oh, I needed that. I needed that, bro. That might affect things a little bit. Okay, we're getting more. We're getting more here. A little bit more energy. It's almost there. Now I feel like technically I don't need it. I want it. I want to use skill. I really want to use skill, but it's okay. We could pop this here. We could do this ult, and then this should be a clean shop right here. We blow up the entire board with her ultimate ninjutsu, and then we get to use skill all over again. Yes, frozen. Look at all that damage. Goddamn. Goddamn. Can I jump forward? Do we have enough? Oh, and we got the skill point. Okay, but I can't jump forward. Unfort. I thought maybe I'd have enough to like just jump ahead of everybody, but apparently that's just not how that works. Maybe if we would have left the other guy, right? Like the one that unfreezes, or not unfreezes, but the guy, he'll bring you forward. Maybe if I would have left that there, it would have been fine, but I don't know. Now we're on the last cycle here. Should I have saved my ultimates? Okay, action advance, I'll take that. Does that ruin what I have right now? No, this should give me a whole extra turn, right? This is the one cycle. I get a whole extra turn from this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then ooh. Let me clean shop. Yes, 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 baby girl. Let me see you do your dance, do your twirl. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We pop ult here because there's no reason for me to waste the stacks. I'm gonna use skill. Oh yeah, no, it's over. It's over. This second wave went by so fast. This second wave went by so fast. He doesn't even need to get a turn. I'm not gonna hold you. He legit just doesn't need another turn. Why does it feel like this particular run is so, there's a lot of action value. A lot of action value sitting right there, but it's over. GG's. Wrapped him up, blew him up. Can Tribby get a kill? Okay, Tribby's not getting that kill. I thought for a second Linkshia was getting the kill, but it's fine. GG. All right, cool beans. And throughout all of that, I feel like the TV dinosaurs represent, or the banana nana gang represents a really good type of boss that fits for Anaxa. Now, one of the things that I know we all kind of suffer from when it comes to Star Rail is that a lot of the enemy designs, or rather the bosses in MOC or anything like that, are catered towards whatever the new on-banner character is. What I would like to see in the future is probably some of the more MOCs that aren't catered towards these type of characters, even though I know the whole thing is to sell the banner character. But in Anaxa's case, because of his versatility, I do feel like he would fit on any team or against any MOC for that matter. But I really want to see what this does for the other types of characters. Can he bring up other characters that aren't the Herta? Will he have another strongest team or a contender for the strongest team that Anaxa can perform on in the future? And depending on the MOCs, will Anaxa's best performing team not actually be the Herta, but be something else? I don't know, a new character coming out in the future, or something that we have right now, like frickin' Himiko. I don't know. Regardless of that fact, MOC was one thing, and I said, you know what? MOC is, it's MOC, right? I feel like we always do this. I wanted to try something different, so I took this team into the Apocalyptic Shadow. Now, mind you, I'm typically not the person to play a lot of Apocalyptic Shadow, but my opinions have changed on this mode. In fact, I think I might enjoy Apocalyptic Shadow a little more than I do MOC. For this particular Apocalyptic Shadow, there was probably a really good reason for it. I'm not gonna spoil you on it, but I will show it to you. So we'll do the usual stuff, you know, pretty much hammering down on Hule. Now there's a really key thing that I want to show you. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm gonna go ahead and try and bump everybody up. That way I might not have to deal with what he's got going on. We're about to find out, but it doesn't really matter, bro. He's getting broken. Is it time? It's time. We got in here pretty quick, okay? I'm gonna go straight into Anaxa. Now Anaxa smokes this guy. I just wanted to point this out because I think this is hilarious, all right? Everything that I do, I have 100% crit rate, by the way. Everything I do is a crit. And then because he has the sublimation on him, he's gonna get bodied. I'm about to get my ultimate anyway. I'm gonna use skill just so I break down the bar a little bit further. And then boom, pop my skill, and it's still my turn after this, right? So like it's not my turn, obviously. He's gonna do his thing. What I'm saying is that I should be able to just not have to deal with this. GG's, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, had I broken him down a little bit further beyond that or before that, waxed. All right, but I think it's pretty cool. All right, I think it's pretty cool that I have the ability to do that and call it a done deal. Sublimation again. Wow, that's crazy. I'm telling you, bro, like I like Anaxa, and I think what's really interesting, at least for me, he kind of feels like the perfect sub DPS in a way, at least in regards to the Herta. I haven't fully tested him out with everyone else just yet because this is supposed to be his strongest team. You could, of course, replace Linkshia with whatever it is that you're looking for or need. Maybe like Ho-Oh, but to be fair, with or without his light cone, his signature light cone, you just kind of do whatever you want. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like the signature light cone has the defense shred, which is awesome. But as far as, you know, building up the energy goes, okay, he gets 2 turn ults. This is ridiculous. This current APOC with Hule has to be one of my favorites that we've had so far. I think the only other one that was my favorite before this probably was Cocolia, but that's just because I'm a really big Coco simp. She's quite literally my favorite villain or whatever you want to call her in the game, in this game and in Genshin. So Yeah, but I really did enjoy the fact that I could 1v1 Hule, and it felt like there were certain situations where if I were to prepare Anaxa, or prepare whatever character you want really, but in this particular video, prepare Anaxa for the 1v1 with Hule, going into it with as much energy as possible to be able to not overcap or start off with my ultimate when I wanted it, being able to pop double skill immediately and then having him die, or rather getting the break before he gets his what do you call that thing he does, his 1 to 5 thing, right? He goes 1 2 3 4 5, and then he does his big ultimate attack, right? He uses his ultimate on you. Before he does that, if you break him, which I showed you in the video, like there's no more Hule, it's just gone. GG's, bro. And I get my turn immediately. Everyone else gets advanced forward. I love it. It's really cool. This apocalyptic shadow was super fun. Wrapping up the last bit of Anaxa's strongest team. Good start. I mean, I guess it already started with Castris or maybe Tribi, one of the two, but it's a good direction. I will say that. I think, like I said before, 3.0 is moving in a very solid direction in terms of the characters. The rest of the game, well, that's a different story. But as of right now, I can at least say if you're pulling for characters in Star Rail for 3.0, doesn't matter which one you're getting, any choice, any selection of these 3.0 characters is very good for your account. And the fact that it really does feel like this, it feels like 3.0 is creating its new meta, if you will. I know everyone doesn't care about the meta, but what I'm speaking on specifically is the fact that a lot more things are being catered towards 3.0, and it seems like the 3.0 characters are fusing elements of the previous cast that we already had. Super break, follow-up attacks, crit-based things, weakness implants, anything like that. It feels like they're fusing these older styles or older characters and what they could do into newer forms of the characters. And if you want to call that power creep, I mean, you can. I'm not gonna really knock it if you do. I don't care at this point anymore. It is what it is. But I think if you're continuing to invest into your account, then yeah, you probably want to get some of these. But that's not me selling you on Anaxa. I just think a gunslinger is really cool, and yeah, is he an asshole? I don't know. I should play the story and like figure out if people love Anaxa or not. Let me know in the comments down below. Before we end this video off though, I know that this is the strongest team, so I wanted to do the opposite. I wanted to play Anaxa with what would be his weakest team, so to be fair, or to be fair, right? Whatever aspect you want to say that in. And it's not really his weakest team, but I'll explain that in its own video, which you should probably see after this one. Anyway, I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Smell you later. Yo, it's crazy the difference between when I enjoy something and when I don't, and how I can just talk about it. Anaxa kind of cool.